things that we talk about are not usually the things that we're talking about. The things that we're talking about are not usually the things that we're talking about. If I came to you and gave you a watch and said, here's a watch, like a little plastic watch, you're like, thank you. This is important. This means a lot to me. I hope you understand the value of me giving you this watch. Oh yeah, I understand the value of you giving me a plastic watch. And then you go home, maybe throw it in a drawer. I don't know, maybe you have it there for a while. And you're like, oh, why did you crazy bastard give me a watch? Maybe you give it to the Goodwill or something like that. And then I run into you a few years later. I'll be like, do you still have that watch? And you don't want to lie to me, but then again, you don't want to hurt my feelings. And so you let that one outweigh you and go, oh yeah, I still got that watch. I'm glad you still have that. You know what that is, right? Yeah, it's a plastic watch. No, it's not a plastic watch. It's a polymer watch. And I go on to explain to you that it's actually made of very sophisticated materials and the watch is worth $3 million. That's why I told you it was valuable. You didn't ask me at the time how valuable it was. You just assumed it was a plastic watch. So I'm like, I'm glad you still have it. I'm glad that you really appreciate that because you can realize what it's worth and what the sacrifice was for that. And you're like, well, great. You drive back to that Goodwill that you gave it to a few years earlier. You know, I happen to still have that watch. And someone said, no, actually someone came in and we were selling it for $1.50. Person seemed really happy to pay $1.50 for it. It was weird. He did say I'd pay 1,000,000 times that for some reason. But I don't know, I guess he knew what he got. You didn't realize what you had. Somebody else came along and saw it and was like, I know what that's worth. And then they picked it up. Sometimes people are like this. Sometimes you don't know what you've got. You don't realize that the person that you have in your life is exactly the person that you need. And you haven't considered it enough to realize that the thing that you need might just be the thing that you want. Maybe somebody else tossed it aside because they didn't see the value in it. Maybe it wasn't valuable to them, even if they knew. Maybe they'd been like, $3 million, it's a lot of work to sell it. Or maybe you're the person who says, it's not even worth selling. I hang on to it, I keep it because it's valuable. Maybe you're the person who values the plastic watch, I don't know. But the point is that people are like that. Opportunities are like this sometimes. The opportunity that you have, you might not even realize it's exactly what you want, exactly what you need. And so you toss it aside, and then it's not until years later that you look back on it and go, man, that was a great opportunity. I wish I hadn't blown it. That was a great person. I wish I hadn't gotten him out of my life. I wish that was a great fill in the blank. And of course, you can sit back and lament it for the rest of your life and wish that things had been different, but you've heard it before. At some point, we have to give up our hope for a better past. And we have to live the life that we presently have, and the best thing that we can do sometimes is just learn the lessons, make lemonade out of it. And that doesn't mean you always give up. Sometimes there are things that are worth pursuing. If that watch means that much to you, you could track it down probably, find it, and maybe you'd offer more for it, who knows. Or maybe that person got the watch and it wasn't what they thought it was and they said they sold it to a Goodwill and maybe you can go get it back. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. But we don't always know the things that we're pursuing. We don't know what's going to make us happy. We won't know until we actually have the thing. And then we might sit there and go, hey, this makes me happy. But you have to stop and see it for what it is. It takes gratitude. It takes appreciation. It takes a lot of things that, frankly, a lot of us struggle with. But you can't always know